Trevor Ariza is a 3-and-D small forward who is currently on his way to the Washington Wizards, or should be there by now. He's recently been, the golden boy of NBA teams looking to make the next step in their playoff pushes, from the Lakers to the Rockets, who desperately needed him back, and the Wizards, who recently made the trade for him. Many teams want this guy, but why? Why is a player who has no All-Star appearances or consideration as a top 5 small forward able to leave a Houston 60-plus win team and they turn into an outside contender for the playoffs? Let's find out. The reason these teams want him so bad is because he has something called the Trevor Ariza effect. To start, let's talk about the skill set and intangibles he has that is so coveted in the NBA. He's 6'8", long, athletic, stays healthy, can hit the three, finishes at the cup, has a decent handle, has exceptional defensive mechanics, low maintenance, and brings no drama. While this makes sense on paper, let's look at what happens to teams that have him and what their playoff push looked like, as well as the results after he left. I am skipping over his early years because those aren't pertinent to the video. Trevor Ariza's lone championship year in 2009, where he was pivotal in helping the Lakers secure their 4th championship under the stewardship of Mr. Kobe Bryant. Ariza in 2009 played 82 games and was crucial in the series versus Houston, guarding Ron Artest, the series versus Denver, where he spent a lot of time giving Melo fits, and in the finals, he's being very effective versus the red-hot Hedo Turkoglu, Petrus, and Rashard Lewis. A player like Trevor Ariza is not completely understood by the casual fan by how useful he is from a coaching perspective. You can throw him at multiple positions, from 2 to 3, and the occasional stretch 4, and he can wear them out. This is because he would have very little offensive responsibility. However, he isn't an offensive liability. He's not an offensive lemon, like let's say for instance an Andre Roberson, all love, but it is what it is. He is a useful component of a team's offense. For his career, he averages about 35% from three-point shooting and shoots about 72% from the line for his career, so he can hit shots. I'm only skipping his 2010 Houston campaign because it was a lone year that didn't result in title contention or a deep playoff run. When he joined the New Orleans Hornets in 2010-2011, their defensive rating rose from 21st the year before to 10th, as well as their opponent points per game being 21st the year before, all the way to 5th place. This rise can be attributed to the return of CP3 after him only playing 45 games from the year before to playing 80 games that season. However, the Hornets did look like a more complete team that year, even with the addition of Chris Paul coming back from injury, and won 6 games with the Lakers. In his 2013-2014 campaign with the Wizards, he was the 3rd leading scorer, averaging 14.4 points per game, shot 45% from the field, and 40% from three-point range, helping the young boy Wizards to a second-round exit with the Indiana Pacers, where they were eliminated in 6 games. When he came back to Houston, he did everything that the modern 3-and-D player is fantasized to do. He averaged 13 points per game, 35% from three-point range, while being able to switch on players like Clay, PG, KD, and Jimmy Butler. Last year, he averaged 11.7 points per game, shooting 36.8% from three-point range, and 54.2 effective field goal percentage, shooting 85.4% from the line. His biggest impact that we have seen thus far is his departure from the Houston Rockets, a team who last year, after Iguodala was injured, had Golden State on the ropes, closing in for the kill before CP3 injured his hamstring. Ariza and the Rockets had dead legs from playing physical defense on the high-motion offensive Warriors in Game 7, and that game, they struggled to make three-point shots. My man went 0 for 9 from outside, and the Rockets in total missed 27 straight threes, which is now an NBA playoff record. His role in that team was very, very important, playing defense. His departure from the Houston Rockets has shown that his importance to the team was very serious. After setting a franchise record with 65 wins, the Rockets were already 3 games away. Right now, currently, they are already 3 games away from their loss total last year. While a lot of the early struggles could be attributed to them never having a full healthy roster due to minor injuries and suspensions, the Rockets this year have just been underwhelming. This is because Trevor Ariza was such a useful and unneedy player. On offense, he moves very well, cutting when necessary and spacing the floor well for ISO players like CP3 and Harden. His defensive versatility is what made him so valuable, because James Harden on defense cannot be paired with another lackluster defender, or else Houston would just have 2 gaping holes at the wing position. Just think of what Trevor Ariza did for Houston with James Harden last year, is what Clay does for Steph in Golden State. Also similar to what Ron Harper does for Michael Jordan. While Michael Jordan was a great defensive player, Ron Harper took a lot of hard defensive assignments to make sure that Michael could conserve energy for the offensive end. He always takes the tougher wing cover, talking about Trevor Ariza, always takes the tougher wing cover, which allows James to rest on defense without allowing explosive scoring so that James can be utilized fully on offense. This turned the high-octane offense Rockets into a legitimate threat that would be able to go toe-to-toe with the best teams in the league and not just be an easy second round out. Don't get me wrong, look, this Trevor Ariza effect, it's not necessarily something like Steph Curry's spacing or LeBron James going to any team and turning them into practically a 50-win team, or Kawhi Leonard island effect. It's not any of those things. However, it is one that quite a few NBA teams are fighting for right now because it's so valuable. While he may not be worth multiple young potential stars, he's extremely useful. As a solid wing defender who can space the floor and make difficult baskets at the cup, Trevor Ariza brings a championship pedigree and has tasted the playoffs, and he's been tested in deep playoff runs with almost every team he's played on. When I run 2K Association Mode, I usually aim to pick him up because I know he'll be cheap and he can fit into almost any system that I run seamlessly. Now, if you like these kind of videos, definitely check out the rest of the channel. Got more heat coming soon. Definitely appreciate the love, and you already know to never be mad at me, be mad at yourself for being an underachiever. Play the outro.